There may be times when you've got your warp all set, but you really don't have time to work it. As long as you secure your cross, stick those in, tie off both ends. What you can do is take one end, your hand through, and just crochet a little chain right on up. And when you get up to the other end, you can just take and tie it. And this way it won't get tangled and it will be all ready for you the next time you're ready to do something. And then I usually just hang it over here on the warping board. Yep, can't see it there. And it's ready. I have 2 warps right now ready to go, and we're going to work with them now. We're going to make another tiny little band, and I'm going to show you how to use a warping board. This is a warping board, and if you have one of these, it makes warping so easy. If you don't, no big deal. Use your chair legs, use your table legs upside down, use your C-clamps, whatever works for you. The important thing is this right here, the cross. Each thread is put on in order with the cross, and that way when you go to use your traditional string heddle rod, you have your cross and everything is in line, so it's real easy to do. So to use one of these, you're going to make a slip knot in your yarn and slip it onto this peg. This is a yard, 3 feet. So you're going to go over the top of this one, and then you cross and you go under this one, so you come down through here, come all the way across, you're going under this one, back over the top, here's your second thread, coming over the back one, cross, back around, and it'll start here. Now if you have color changes, you're going to make them over here. And you can see I've got some threads hanging here. I've just started to warp for this little band. So I'm going to continue and finish up on here and get everything tied in place, and then we will see about setting up for our band. And you've already done this once, now you're just doing it with color. So each time you need to change a color, you change the color at the ends. And you're just going to cut a little bit extra, do an overhand knot, tie on the new color, do however many rounds that you need. Your pattern will tell you. If it ends up over there, that's okay, cut it off, tie on the next color, and continue until you have everything. Then, before you take it in place, make sure that you tie your cross. Make sure it's secure, make sure there is nothing that can happen to your cross. I also like to take and use some paper and go around all of these, and this is just the upper, clip it on. Same thing over here, go around here, clip it on, that way you know your cross is completely secured, and when you go to do your setup, it won't be any problem. When you're ready to start warping, put your yarn into some little bowls. It'll keep them from getting tangled. Here's your pattern. Take a screenshot of this. Your band will have 17 warp threads. Those are the long ones that we're setting up now. Read the pattern from left to right and bottom to top. So it shows that you're going to have 4 background and then a flower color, then a background color, then 2 flower colors, and your center. And you keep going all the way across until you have 17 threads. Tie off at the end. Remember to change colors with a cut and a tie. Secure the cross with a piece of yarn and staple paper around 1/2 of each side. Tie a piece of yarn through both ends to secure them. Place a 12 to 14 inch dowel on the left end. This will connect to your belt or your backstrap. Place a short, smooth dowel or pencil through the center on the right side of the cross. Secure this dowel by tying yarn around one side close to the warp.
Then cross the yarn over the warp and tie the yarn on the opposite side. This will ensure that this dowel, the shed stick, cannot come off. Place another dowel through the opening on the left-hand side of the cross. I've inserted a piece of paper to make this easier to see. Put a little space between each thread, being careful to keep them in order. Make 8 heddles. Tie the yarn around a book or phone. They all need to be the same size. Now we create the heddle rod with the threads that are separated on top of the dowel. Slide a heddle underneath the first warp thread. Pull both ends of the heddle up. Then slide that onto a short dowel or pencil. Continue with the second heddle thread on the second thread, and so on all the way across the warp. And secure them to the short dowel just like you did with the shed stick. Now remove the dowel that was holding up the warp for the heddle. Slide a dowel through the right end of the warp and lash it to a stationary object like a chair, a railing, or a bed frame. Or since this is narrow, you can put it back on its C-clamp or on a doorknob. So here's your setup. Your tension rod is connected to your belt. These are swung around a few times. Notice the shed stick is in between. It's in the back. When you push the shed stick away, you can pull up on the heddle rod, and that opens your shed. Then you just bring your shuttle through. Beat. Catch with your pinky. Pull it back. Pinch and pull. Then for your other shed, you're going to pull your shed stick forward and pull up on the shed stick. And the shed will automatically open up to the depth of your heddles. Beat, shuttle through, loop, pinch, pull. Next shed, push the shed stick back, lean forward, pull the heddle rod up, bring it in, beat just a little, pull back, pinch, pull. Shed stick is forward, pull up, there's your shed. When you're opening your sheds, you need to move your body forward a little bit. Shed stick back, pull up on the heddle rod. The sheds open so easily. Beat, catch your loop, pull it back, pinch, pull through. Now when things get too long here for you to be able to reach, what you're going to do is you're going to take your other rod, your other dowel, you're going to put it underneath, and you're just going to roll it up. And then whichever dowel is on the top, you got to scoot your seat forward. Whichever dowel is on the top, we'll put this one on top, is what you're going to wrap around again. So you're only wrapping around one, the one that's on the top. And that will hold things in place so you can continue weaving. When we get to the end and we're ready to finish it off, we're going to do 2 more crossings or 2 more passes of the shuttle. So here's our first shed. Before we pass it through, we have got another piece of fiber here with a loop. We're going to pass it through so that the loop is on the edge, the end, the side, where the shuttle currently is. Then we're going to bring the shuttle through, do our usual, catch our little loop, pull it down, make sure that loop stays put. then for our final one, it's going to be this one. It's a little tight. Come on, guys, open up there. Here it is. Okay, there's the final shud. Put it through, beat it a little bit, bring it through like we always do. Okay, now we're done, but if we cut this, it's going to be hanging there and it's going to be very easy to come out. So we are going to cut it. But what we're going to do is put it through the loop, just the end of it, so that it can't escape. And then we're going to pull that loop back through. Now your end is locked in. And you can safely clip it off, and your weaving will stay put. So now the whole thing can come off. Pull the heddle off and just make an overhand loop, overhand knot. Do the same thing on the other end and you're done. And you've got a beautiful little fine band that can be used as a hairband. It could be used for wrapping gifts. It could be used as a bookmark. It could be used doubled over for a key fob, you name it, million uses for it. And it's very pretty. And you have learned all of the techniques that you need to be able to do wider pieces. I'm going to leave some pictures for you for ideas.